Good afternoon and happy Tuesday to you all. Thank you guys for being patient with me this morning when I was not on at my normal time. I just could not swing it. You know, it was one of those days. There's just a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure because of everything on my mind, I didn't sleep good last night. So then I slept in this morning, which threw my whole morning off. And you know, I just had to cut myself a little slack and come on this afternoon. So I appreciate you guys being okay with that because you're all so wonderful. So hi, Anya. Good to see you on. I'm going to see if I can find me. Yep, there I am. That is wonderful. Just briefly, my oldest brother, of 9 of us, there's 9 kids, but my oldest brother is having some real health problems. They've been coming on over the last couple weeks, but got pretty serious yesterday. And so there was lots of phone calls and texts and prayers, and we're still waiting to see what's going to happen with that. Hi, Francis. Hi, Anya. Thank you guys for being here. He lives up in Madison, Wisconsin, and so some of my other family is really stepping in and stepping up and taking care of things, and I appreciate that so much. But we have to figure out what's going on, and there might have to be some big changes going on. So we'll see about that. And then yesterday, there was a suicide at MTSU, which is Middle Tennessee State University. It is where my granddaughter Kamiley attends. And it is just right down the street from us. And it threw me for a loop. When I heard about it, it just made me so sad to think about it and to think about the parents and the family. And boy, I'm sure that is what kept me up last night. It was just a rough one. So they are closed today, giving all the kids a day to recoup. And then they'll have some counseling for anyone that needs it. So that is wonderful, but very, very sad. And then my daughter's trying to purchase a new vehicle. And of course, my husband's the car guy. So she's been texting and calling with information and questions. And that's great. We love to help it. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do this in the afternoon. And I'm glad I did because now I feel pretty darn good. So we got that all sorted out. I am here now and it is an absolutely lovely day. Just in the 70s, a little breeze, high clouds, blue skies, perfect fall weather. Looking out of my window at the beautiful fall colors, I could not ask for much more than that. Today is Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. My name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 27 years now, and I love what I do. I am coming to you from Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro, and I'm here to help you find the joy of card making, to show you new ideas, to get your creative juices flowing, to give you tips and tricks to make it more fun and easy for you, and to encourage you to send out your beautiful creations to others to make their day. Be sure to say hello in the comments so I know you stopped by. If you're watching on the replay, let me know that also. I love to know that. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments that you give today through midnight tomorrow, and I will do a drawing to give away the card we make today. So I love to hear from you. Any comments entered. Hi, goodbye, have a great day. I love the card. I don't like the card. Didn't like the color you chose. Where do you buy that product? How do I get that? Any questions, any comments will count. So comment as much as you like. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Lisa Bianco. She won my Sketch Challenge 19 card. And Lisa, that is in the mail and on its way to you. It's going all the way to Portugal, so it might take a little while, but you will get it. Let's see. Yes, that's it. I think that's it. Oh, if you can share my video to a crafty group, to your homepage, to a crafty friend, let me know if you do that, and I will give you a bonus entry toward today's card because that really helps my small business out and brings new people to me that might otherwise never find me. So I so appreciate when you do that. Okay, I'm going to take you down to my table. So let's turn you around here and take you down. I'm going to make sure that I'm lined up pretty good because I was doing some desk cleaning this morning and moving around, but looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit off on the angle, so let's see if I can fix that. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, this is me, Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. Email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. You can find me on YouTube under Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. And if you do stamp with me or order from me this month, which is only a couple days left, please use this hostess code. This hostess code gets me the most benefits for your order and allows me to give the most back to you guys. If your order is over $150, pre-shipping and handling and tax, then don't use the hostess code, because at that point you qualify for hostess rewards, which I really want you to get. I have some cards to share, guys. Just a few from some of my fun stampy friends, and I want to be sure you see them. So this first one is from my friend Shar, and she lives in Arizona, and it is Happy Halloween. She embossed a layer with that web embossing folder and stamped the little spiders. And I love the way she took the tiny little black gems and added them to the center of her spider webs. Look at that, how cute that is. Thank you so much, Shar. I so appreciate it. And then I got two little artistic trading cards, ATCs they call them, from my friend Lori, who lives in Colorado. Let's see if I can get this one peeled off. They are just trading card size, and she sends them for the holidays. This one was for Halloween, and it's adorable with this little skeleton and the pumpkin and all these little spiders coming down. And then one for Thanksgiving that says thankful, grateful, and blessed. And I love these, and I reuse them, Lori. On the back, she will usually put blessings and sign them. And so other people know that weren't made by me, they were made by Lori. But I include them as a little just extra bonus in cards to people that I send to brighten their day. This would be really cute to just put a little magnet on the back and hang on your refrigerator for the holidays. Adorable. So thank you so much, Lori, for thinking of me and sending those. And then I got a Halloween card from my friend Lori in Prescott, Arizona. It is just this little Halloween patch. I can't tell. I think it might just be paper of some sort that she put on there with that design. I know she does a lot of napkin cards, but I don't think this has the texture of napkin. I could be wrong, but just adorable with this cute little bow tied on there and those fun little jack-o'-lanterns and the ghost coming up, and then inside the happy Halloween sentiment. Thank you, Lori. I love it. Thank you for thinking of me. And then my final one to share is from my friend Karen, who also lives in Prescott, Arizona. And Karen, this is stinking adorable. So many little pieces on here, guys. These are all little dots that she pieced onto the B for the boo. And then the pumpkin in the middle is one of the O's, and then the ghost coming out of the other one. Little glimmery, glittery bats on here, and the witch's hat. Stinking adorable. I love it, love it, love it. My mantle is really full right now of Halloween and fall cards, and I so appreciate them all. So thank you so much, guys. Anytime you send me a card, I will try to share it. And I'm going to say, if you send me a card that is made up of mostly Stampin' Up! Current items. So I love all cards, and I will share them all here because I think you should get to see them for inspiration. But I'm going to start doing a post. If I receive cards from you guys that are all Stampin' Up! Current materials, I will post them as a separate post and talk about them and give you credit for it, because I think that's one more way to encourage people to see what they can do with the products that we have. So thank you so much. Okay, that's my cards. Free monthly virtual card class. Every month I give away a card class to anyone who makes a qualifying purchase of $50 or more. $50 or more, and you have to use my hostess code. We'll get you the 3 free card kits. $75 or more will get you those card kits plus a bonus project. $100 or more will get you the card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. I want to remind you that these will most likely be mostly retired product. because that's what I use to send out my free card kits. They're free, but you can duplicate the cards with current product that you have. And I just guarantee you they're adorable, cute little cards. You will love them. So retired or not, they are going to be fun for you. Those will all be sent out in the mail by November 1st so that you have them on time so you can craft along with me on Monday, November 11th at 11 a.m. Central Time. It is an online card class right here, right where you're watching me now. So any order this month with that hostess code that qualifies will get that. Any smaller orders will still receive a handmade thank you card from me as a thank you for ordering. And they will also, all orders will be entered into my monthly order prize drawing. So win-win, win-win-win, guys. Starter kit special, 30% off on our kits. Guys, these are going away in just a couple days. I've talked about them all month. You've got a couple days to take advantage of them. If you have any questions on them, let me know. If you go to the Stampin' Up! Site, these come up on a banner that you can click on and it'll give you all the information. But don't miss out on deadlines for something that you might really want just because you've procrastinated. So a couple more days, guys, and they will be gone. Along with my sketch challenge. I put this out a couple days ago. I guess it was Friday. I haven't received a lot. Frances is so faithful. She has put a ton of cards out there, and I appreciate it so much because that is why I do these, to give you something to spark your creativity. But I haven't had a lot of other ones on this. So please think about making a card for the sketch challenge. This challenge is pinned to the top of this Facebook page. You can see all the measurements that I used. You can go in and see the video where I did a card using this sketch challenge. And then make your own card and pin it in the comments of that pinned post for a chance to win a fun prize from me. Okay, lots going on, but it is the end of the month, so I don't want to miss anything important. Looks like I got some trash here. Okay, so today we're using some product out of the annual catalog. So my project today was inspired by a bouquet of flowers I saw at the grocery store. I love daisies, and these weren't daisies, I don't think. I think they might have been mums, some kind of mum, but they were colored in all these fall colors, and I'm sure they were artificially colored, but they looked so beautiful. So I decided to try to use those colors and duplicate it on a card for fall. And the stamp set I'm going to use today is the bundle Cheerful Daisies stamp set and the Cheerful Daisies dies. This has been around for a while. It is smaller in the catalog because it has been around for a while. But don't miss this, guys. I'm not sure if it'll continue into another catalog simply because we have had it several catalogs now. It is an all-time favorite of mine. It works for spring, summer, fall, winter. Change up your colors, change up your embellishments, and it works year-round. And it gives you tons of options on how to die cut or color your different flowers. So lovely, lovely set. One of those sets that I will probably hang on to. So check that out. And then we are also using out of the annual catalog, if I can get to that page. It is there. I got it marked. There it is. We're going to be using a set I haven't used before online. It's called You Are Beautiful. It has one of my very favorite verses from Proverbs that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. And there's more to it. It says, and lean not onto your own expectations. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So they shortened it, but the gist of the verse is here, and I love that. And then it has great sentiments like, you are beautiful, you are a shining light. And we're going to use this one today that says, make today amazing. I love that sentiment. So we're going to be using that today. And then out of the mini catalog, we're using the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. So I'm combining some products from a couple different catalogs to make a fun card. Let me get out my pieces and set them here. So here is that Cheerful Daisies stamp set. And you can see this has really cute sentiments too. You made my day. Oops a daisy, so sorry. Wishing you the brightest birthday. Your friendship means everything. Wonderful sayings. And then these great dies that cut out all the images plus. And I used today the large flower, the small flower, and then this kind of feathery leaf. And I did all of my die cutting ahead of time just to make sure I was on track and could get through this, because I was feeling just a little overwhelmed, like I said earlier today. So let's get the pieces out here. This envelope is a basic white envelope. It is our medium envelopes out of the catalog. I am using a base of basic white. That is an A2 base. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a layer of crushed curry that I am just going to put right onto my base right now and have that part done with a little bit of seal, and that just gets centered. So this piece here is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'm using these deeper fall colors because that's what I wanted to mimic. Like I said, was that bouquet I saw. I should have taken a picture of it. It is just in my mind. And then I have a piece of Pretty Peacock. Now this piece here is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, so it's the next layer down. And I ran it through the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. So this is one of our huge embossing folders. I've talked about this before, that we have 3 sizes now of embossing folders. We have our regular little small one, and then we have our more square one. So it's as tall as that, but it's 1.5 inches or so wider. And then we have our huge ones. Look at that, how much bigger that is. So it's just as wide as this one, but it's another 2.5 inches taller than these. So these work great if you want to do a large piece for on a scrapbook page or a front and a back of a card base. The whole thing will basically fit in there. Beautiful, wonderful, just gives us more options with our creativity. So that's what I used on here. And you can see how it embossed that birch bark look. Now there's the debossed side also. And because it goes embossed up and down, either side would probably work. But I think I like this side better. So we're going to use this side, and this is going to go right on there also. So again, this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm going to go all the way around the edges on this one, because it is embossed and it was a 3D embossing folder. It gives it that really deep embossing, but it also makes the paper wave a little bit. So when you go all the way around the edge with your adhesive to make sure it's completely sealed down, you don't have to worry about it lifting in any areas where that embossing might have curled your paper. So I usually will do that in those cases. And then I have, well, I'll just show you these. I have these little feathery leaves that I pre-cut out, and I love these. Daisies have these, and I think they're so pretty. I cut these 3 out of garden green, so we're going to be using those. This is a really fine, delicate die, you guys. So just take your time when you're punching it out. It all comes out pretty easy, but take your time so that you're not tearing off any of those little stems as you're going. So we're going to be using those. And then I have a bunch of flowers. So I have a large and small pumpkin pie daisy, a large and small crushed curry daisy, and 1 large copper clay daisy. And these are what I'm going to use to make my little bouquet on the front of my card. So we're just going to place these. I'm going to take my first one, which is this crushed curry large one. And the centers on all of these were stamped with early espresso. So here's my color palette for this: crushed curry, pumpkin pie, copper clay, and early espresso. And I'm going to keep the copper clay out because we're going to do our sentiment with that in just a little bit, but I'll move the rest out of the way. So let's take our crushed curry large daisy, and I'm just going to attach this right on the front of the card, just as it is, flat with some seal. I'm going to kind of angle it a little bit, and you can see it comes over slightly onto the side here. Now I'm kind of centering this one and I'm going to work out from there. I want to leave room down here for my sentiment, so we're mostly going to work up this way as I put this together. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add my pumpkin pie large flower. And I'm going to add it with a little trick that I saw on a video, and I am so sorry. I try to give credit to people who do these. This was a video that I saw from my friend Frances, and of course, when I went back to find it, I could not. So when I find it, I will give her credit in the comments, the lady who did this video. But what she said is, if you're trying to get a little dimension on some of your pieces, and you don't want it as thick per se as a dimensional would make it, you can make your own dimension using just pieces of cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take 3 pieces of cardstock. I don't even know what size these are. I just cut them with this one with the cutter and then the other 2 with scissors so that they were all about the same size. I'm just going to take 1 piece and then stack the second one on it. Kind of line those up, and I'm just using Tombow glue on there. Then I'm going to stack that onto the next piece. And I'm going to do the same thing, just use Tombow glue. So now this is 3 basic white thick. If I wanted it just slightly thicker, I could use 3 sheets of regular colored cardstock because that is slightly thicker than our basic white. And if I wanted it even more, I could use our thick basic white, and that would make it even a little bit thicker. And I'm going to use this, and we're going to place it right in the center of this pumpkin pie daisy. And what that's going to do is give this daisy a little bit of a lift on the front of my card, but not make it as tall as with the dimensionals, because the next one we place, I'm going to use dimensionals. So this just gives me a little bit of staggering of the heights. You could stack a ton of these if you wanted it even taller than your dimensional. So I just thought it was a great trick that I had really never thought about, and it works great. So we're going to add this flower. I'm going to come in here. I want to make sure as I put this on that my centers of my flowers show, because I really like that contrast with the, what did I tell you that color was? Early espresso in the middle of these flowers. So now you can see this flower is flat, but this one's got just a little bit of a raised up feel to it because I put those pieces behind it. And now on my third one, which is the copper clay one, I am going to use dimensionals on there. And I'm only going to, again, put them in the center, and that's for a reason, because we're going to be adding some other things to this card. And I don't want the bottoms or the edges of these flowers completely sealed down. So this is kind of the way I build things when I'm doing a bouquet or a cluster. So we're going to take this one, and I'm going to place it over here to the side, covering a little bit of each of those other flowers. Let's see where I want to place it. Just about there, I think. So now this one has got even just a little bit more of a gap. And that just gives a ton of dimension to your cards. I love that tip. You will see me use it more because I thought it was wonderful. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is come in with this other daisy here. And for this one, I'm just going to put 1 dimensional. Oh, the backing came off. Sorry, it's over here to the side. Right in the center of this one. And we're going to stick this one underneath that copper one, but on top of the pumpkin pie one, just sticking out here over to the side. Okay, just like that. So by not gluing down those sides, I can do that. I can place some pieces under, and which I really like to do. For this one, we're going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to grab, let me get that backing out of there because that's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to grab 1 more dimensional and put it right in the center. And then we're going to add this one down here to the bottom to finish up this little cluster. Okay, so there's my cluster of flowers. Now I want to add these little leaves in, these little frilly leaves. And because I have these pieces up, I can tuck these in, which is what I wanted to do. I want to be sure when I tuck them in that they're completely on the card. I'm just going to tuck it in. I'm not going to glue the bottoms of them. What I'm going to do is take my Tombow, and now that I have it where I want it, I'm going to fold up one of these leaves. Doesn't matter if it creases a little bit because you're going to lay it back down. I'm going to add some Tombow to the back, and very little, guys. I'm just spreading out the thinnest little layer of Tombow on there. And then I'm going to come in here and put it down onto my card and press it down with the bottom of my Tombow base to put it in place. And now it's stuck down. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this little branch here. Again, with Tombow, you need very little. If it's hard for you to put on a little bit directly from the bottle like this, go ahead and put a puddle of it on your silicone mat or a block, and then pick it up with a toothpick and add it to the back. That works too, and for some people, that works better. So I'm going to place that and put it down. This one, I'm not even going to worry about this branch. It is fine, not sealed down, because this is going to hold it in place. We're going to do the same thing on this other side here. I'm going to make sure I can get this down far enough underneath those so that it's sticking up and it's all on the card, which it looks like I should be able to. Get that right there. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. Come in with my Tombow, add it to the back. Try the toothpick, guys, if this doesn't work for you. Just try the toothpick. Tombow is amazing. It works wonderful. And you just got to find how to use it so that you don't make a mess with it. Because once you use it and you get your the swing of it, you're going to love it. It is a great, great glue. I'll lay that one down there. And if any of it oozes out, you can come back in with your what is it called, guys? Help me out. Your adhesive eraser, this rubber eraser, and get it off. But the little bit that oozed out here, I just moved my stems over it, so I shouldn't have any showing or have to do that at all. Push it down with the base of the Tombow. And then we have our third one. And for this one, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to have it coming over a little bit over the front of this yellow one here. So let me tuck this underneath there, just like that. And this is such a tiny little leaf, you would think it wouldn't make much difference, but I think it makes the world of difference. I think adding this to the card just really gives it a nice finished look on this little bouquet. So same thing, I'm going to hold that there a second. Doesn't take long because there's such a little bit of glue on there that it dries and holds super fast. Do the same thing with this one. Oops, I moved it a little, but it's okay. It went right back. I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom of my Tombow, just to get that stuck down and good in place. And I'm going to leave this one also, and for two reasons. One, because the little ones don't really need to be stuck down. It gives you a little more dimension on your card too. But also I want this to go over a little bit over the top of my sentiment that we're going to place down here. Okay, so for my sentiment, we're going to use copper clay and the sentiment, Make Today Amazing. And this has really been on my mind a lot lately. In fact, if you've gotten birthday wishes from me, I'd say in the past 3 months or so, instead of just saying, have a great day, I'll say, make this a great day. Make it a wonderful day. Make your birthday super special. Because I don't think great days always just happen. I think we have to work to make them great, and we can do that if we try. So we're going to come in here with this Make Today Amazing. And hopefully I'll get that centered pretty well and pretty straight. Good enough for me. I like it. Make today amazing. And again, that was stamped with the copper clay, which is such a nice color. We also have Cajun Craze, which is also gorgeous and would have been pretty on here. The copper clay is a little bit of a deeper color. The Cajun Craze a little more orange. They coordinate super well together. In fact, I thought about using these two colors on here, but I really wanted a little more contrast and brightness with the pumpkin pie, which is why I went that route. But copper clay, Cajun Craze, great colors. So now we're going to do the same thing with our sentiment. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add some Tombow. Put this piece right on top of there. I'm going to line them up. Now I cut these together so they should be even, and it looks like they are. We're going to do the same thing with this Make Today Amazing. Put some glue on there. And I'm going to stack that also on top. And this is just going to give my sentiment that little bit extra of a lift. It's making it look like it's on extra thick cardstock. And when that dries together, it is there to stay, guys. It is not going anywhere. So we're going to take that. I'm going to put seal on the bottom of this. And when you do that, it might move your pieces a little bit if they're not completely dry yet. So just take your edges, squish them back together. If one had been sticking off somewhere a little bit, I would have just trimmed it up with my snips, but this worked out just perfect. Now we're going to place this underneath that piece of green and down here in this corner, leaving just a little bit of a border. And I don't know what you can tell on camera. Sometimes I'm disappointed on how much you can tell on camera, but definitely that gives the sentiment the feeling of coming up off the card and raised, but not as much as the dimensionals. So I really have like 3 layers of things on here now as far as sizes. The very flat, the raised up on a couple pieces of paper, and then the ones up on dimensional. And it gives it a wonderful look without much work. Oh, and what a great way to use up your extra scraps, right? We all have a ton of those scraps we're trying to use. Now you can use them for that. So again, this sentiment was out of the You Are Beautiful set, and this was in the annual catalog. It is a single set. It doesn't come with any dies. So check it out if you love that sentiment as much as I do in that Bible verse. And then we're going to take the copper clay again in that same sentiment, and I'm going to stamp it onto the front of the card. Now I'm not going to stamp this on the inside of the card because I don't know what I will use this card for if I was making it, but I think it could just be a nice hello, I'm thinking of you type card. It could be happy birthday card, so Make Today Amazing, and then add a happy birthday sentiment. I forgot I was going to add a little flower in here, so let's grab our daisy back. This is the smaller of the 2 daisies, and I am going to stamp this guy onto the inside of my card using the copper clay down here at the bottom, just like that. And then I'm going to grab my early espresso and the little center for this flower, which is right here, and one of our tiny little blocks for that one. And we're going to stamp that. Now this center does have a flatter edge on one side, which I assume is made to go on the flatter edge of the center of this flower. So that's usually how I place it, although I don't know that it really matters so much. But now we have that cute little flower also on the inside of our card. And then the only thing we need yet is some bling. So let's get some bling. I pulled out the Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. These come in 4 colors. So they have a white and a vanilla. And then I think it's a garden green. And I'm not really sure what color this is supposed to be. So maybe it is supposed to be copper clay. But it was a little, I don't think it says on the back. Let me look. And I didn't look that one up. I'm not sure. I think it would be fine just the way it is. But I wanted it to match my copper clay a little more. So I just took my copper clay blend, took the brush tip, went around on the top of these and colored them so that they're a little bit brighter, a little bit closer to the color of the copper clay. And we're going to place these on the front of our card. So I'm going to grab the larger one and put it down here, right above my sentiment, I think, right there. And then one of the smaller ones, if I can get it off of here. I should have gotten my Take Your Pick tool. Take Your Pick tool works better for some. This one works better for some. I usually pick the wrong one. Now I got it on my glass plate. There we go. And we're going to pick that one up, and I'm going to put it right here. And then we're going to do the third one, this other little tiny one here. And we're going to put this up here. I think I'm going to put it on, this petal on the flower. Just like that, so that we have some bling. So that's it, guys. There is our fall card with the Cheerful Daisies set, which you normally think of for spring. I love it with the fall colors. It mimics that bouquet I saw at the store. Got your little flower peeking inside. This is the card I will be giving away. I am so happy you took some time to be with me today. I hope you liked the card. I hope I shared some tips with you that were good. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this. You have till tomorrow night, midnight, to be entered, and I would love to hear from you. I also hope you will consider doing a card for the card challenge. Again, remember that pin is pinned to the top of this Facebook page where you can get all the information. Make your card loosely using that sketch and put it there in the comments of that pin. You have till the end of October to do that, and I will draw November 1st for a winner for a prize. I would love to have your business. If you're looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or Stampin' Up! Products, please let me know. If you're interested in joining my Crazy Stamping Ladies team, I am here for you. I would love to be your creative coach. So if you have any questions at all, or would like a catalog, please reach out to me either in the comments of this video or by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. Couple things I wanted to remind you of. One is that on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Central Time, I will be posting a blog post with paper pumpkin alternatives, and that is part of a paper pumpkin blog hop that we do each month. Check it out. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot. I always forget if it's com or net or what. Let me look it up, guys, because I don't want to tell you wrong. My brain doesn't always work. Blogspot.com. That post will be there as of 8 p.m. Wednesday night Central Time, and you will find some wonderful alternative ideas for the current paper pumpkin. Also, on Saturday night, we set our clocks back here 1 hour. Now, most of the country does that, and it won't affect you. You'll still be on the same schedule. But Arizona, I know you do not do that, and I have a bunch of people who watch from Arizona. So be aware that when I come on next week, the time difference is going to be different. So check that out. Make sure you are on at the right time. I will stay at 10 o'clock Central Time, but it will adjust for your time. So check that out. And then the final thing is just that I do plan to be back here on Friday with another fun project. Same place, same time, actually not the same time, same place, but I'll be on at my 10:30 in the morning time slot, God willing. So hopefully you'll come back and join me. Thank you guys for being here and for making me have an amazing day. I so appreciate you. Take care. Bye-bye.